Our next panelist is Megan Davidson. She lives in Fairhaven, New Jersey, and she was affected in March of 2019. So, Megan, please tell us about your LHON story.
Thanks, Maria, and thank you to Lissa and the UMDF for hosting this every year. I do have to say that when I was first diagnosed, I would marathon these conferences, and especially the patient panel. So I really appreciate being involved this year. And sorry if I get too close to the screen. Everybody knows that we all kind of kiss the screen. Um, so if I'm too close, tell me to back off, please. um, so I was first noticing my vision loss December 2018. Just noticed a little smudge, and like any other female who is the first and only to be affected in their lineage, the diagnosis process is confusing and frustrating. So MRIs, spinal taps, high-dose steroids, and then finally when my second eye was affected, we did an emergency plasmapheresis because I thought they were going to save my vision if it was autoimmune related. And then with that hospital stay, there was also other MRIs and PET CT scans and all of that. So that was fun. The doctor actually came into my hospital room when I was going through the plasmapheresis and said, you know, Meg, we ruled out everything else. There's only something left called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, and we really hope you don't have that because there's no treatment. And there's treatment for everything else. He also kind of said, Meg, don't Google this because we don't want to cause you distress. So great words, doctor.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just kind of kept going. I was actually conducting conference calls. I was working through my diagnosis in my hospital room, which was probably frowned upon, but needed to stay busy. So I got diagnosed with the gene mutation 11778 on March 27th, 2019. So my diagnosis process was pretty short, actually, but you know, with a female, there's a little bit more to it, and it's not just assumed right off the bat that it's LHON. So with that call of the diagnosis, they also said, you know, Meg, we can't do anything else for you. So we set up an emergency genetic counseling mutation or counseling appointment for you and your husband. Please make that. And I also go to the Lighthouse for the Blind. We were living in San Francisco at the time. So did all of those appointments. I went to the Lighthouse. I walked down those halls. I saw those canes and I said, this is not me. I shouldn't be here, and why am I here? But I got an intro of Zoom text and JAWS. You know, took that in and then went home, went back to work. I started zooming my screen for work, you know, just using the Microsoft functionality that's innate to Microsoft, and also use their read aloud technology to read documents and emails and all that. And I said, I can get by with this. I'm totally fine. And then my vision dropped really drastically within, you know, 6 to 9 months after that that time frame. So I panicked and I said, I love my job. I want to keep my job. I remember the Lighthouse saying, you know, most people who are visually impaired are on disability, and we don't have kids. And with the genetic counselor, they told us and advised us not to have children just because I will pass that gene. And I need a purpose. And also we have a mortgage and I need to help pay. So that kind of started our firestorm of activity. My husband saw, he's been amazing through all of this, you know, stayed with me in the hospital, made sure I had meals when I was there, but then also, you know, just figures out the best. He's a consultant, so he figures out how to fix. But he said, we need to move back to the East Coast and move to New Jersey and be close to your family because we're going to need support through this. So he put our house on the market. At the same time, I said, I need my Zoom text and JAWS training. So I got that, I got my licenses, but then I really had to come clean to my company. They knew something was going on. And I had to tell them kind of my fate, and they were shocked. And they provided, you know, whatever I needed in terms of hardware to support the software that I needed. And they also supported me in my ways of telling people about my new ways of working. So I was working from home through this. So before I lost my vision, I was working from home. That was a huge blessing because I could be, as I said, kissing my screen with my nose, but my font would be 4 inches big, and I wasn't self-conscious. I was still doing. And actually, I'm a project manager. I work for one of the largest beverage distributors in North America, starting one of the largest projects of my career, and I was going to tell people on my own time. So didn't want to tell people right off the bat, didn't want to be prejudged or have my work prejudged. But then I didn't let it go too far, and I let people know eventually, just to, not cause any mistrust in the future, not say, hey, why didn't she tell me? Like, she did a good job. So I got through that project. I got my annual review, and I actually received an exceeds expectations as my rating. And they usually don't give that out. So I said, okay, well, is this a charity rating for my year? And they said, no, Meg, you succeeded at that project, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you, within budget, within time frame, all of that. And then also my company featured me in an employee spotlight and just kind of talked through my journey, and talked through my positivity and drive and all of that. So a lot of pats on the back that I wasn't expecting to receive, because I thought, okay, well, I just need to keep doing this task, and I kept overcoming every single hurdle, basically. So yeah, that's me. I kept working. What do I do besides work? I love to cook, but the kitchen is definitely a minefield for the visually impaired. If there's a clear glass, I'm going to break it. So my mother-in-law found some, cobalt blue drinking glasses for me. So that was a great gift. And the rule in our kitchen is it's a blind girl kitchen. Don't rearrange things. I'm not going to find them. I'm going to think they're gone. If you're loading my dishwasher, please load them utensil side down, because if I'm unloading, I'm going to have to touch tap to unload that when nobody else is there. And I actually got one of those spice racks that list all of the spices on uniform jars. I never thought I would have that, but it's actually easier to find things instead of, calling across the house for my husband, or calling Ira to have them read stuff to me. I actually made Sunday supper like 3 weeks ago for my family. Did a chicken satay marinade, did a diced cucumber salad with like a spicy peanut dressing. Was so happy with myself. And my mom brought over shrimp cocktail. I was so I was hungry. I was cooking all day. I dove into that, and what did I grab but the lemon, and bit into that lemon. So it's moments like that where you're having such a great day, and then you have those defeating moments. So LHON is just a mixed bag. You definitely live your best life and do what you want to do, but then you have those moments as well. And I guess, kind of to wrap that up really quickly, is to my sighted supporters, we've been such a great team. I mean, my husband, my parents, my in-laws, my friends, my extended family, we let me still be me and still do what I need to do, but we also let me fail. And that's one of the best things that could happen. One of my biggest failures is going to the grocery store, whether it be walking in and just having a moment of panic and being like, okay, I could see this a couple weeks ago, can't see it now. Or just having full tears and then having to hand off my list written in Crayola marker to my husband or my mom and saying, I'm going to go in the car if I can find that car, and you need to figure this list out for me. So it's figuring out just the best ways of working and where you thrive, because we all just do the same things. We don't drive. Driverless cars are coming, and it's on my list. But as I kind of said before, I just take every task at a time and just get through every little thing, and you realize that you do the same things as you did when you were fully sighted. So that's kind of my long and short of it. But thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you so much, Megan. I can relate to so much of what you said. The way I solve the kitchen problem is I just don't cook. So I'm totally opposite of you, but I agree with you. You can be going along, just killing it. And then it takes one little thing to kind of ruin the whole moment, such as the lemon in the cocktail sauce or the pat of butter that still had the foil on it, things like that. And I absolutely admire your tenacity and your, your motivation to make this career work for you. So many people think I can't work and they quit. And we now know, and people learn that's not the answer. There's so much technology out there, and employers are willing to help. And actually, they have to help you maintain, your career, or at least make accommodations so that you can, stick to what you are doing, or at least something very similar. So I thank you so much. You said a lot of great things, and I really appreciate you sharing so much. And, it's true, times are good, times are bad, are easy, times get hard, and we just keep going one task at a time, as you said, and learn to do it better or a different way the next time if it doesn't work out. So thank you so much.